Hello and welcome to your Long Island weather outlook for this one of the final weeks of October. I think it's the last full week of October. It's going to be staying dry. You can see not much in the way of clouds. You had few little high clouds and a little jet chunk that was mainly off to the north today. But for the most part, fairly clear skies. Maybe a slight bit of haze. I know there have been some wildfires in New Jersey that are going. Can't really. Yep, you can see them right here on the satellite. Actually, we'll have to jump over to the high resolution satellite. But there are some two wildfires you can see in New Jersey going, and then there's another one further to the north as well. But for us here on Long Island, it was fairly clear day. Not much smoke in the sky. Another nice day with blue skies. Went to Massapequa Preserve, and it was beautiful. Warm day, but very, very nice. Blue skies. And there was a sea breeze as we got toward the afternoon. Like there was yesterday, too, and I hiked to Connecticut. There was a sea breeze. You don't get that in New Jersey, but you can see those beautiful colors right there. Just beautiful, beautiful scenery at the lake here. Really just gorgeous. Seemed to be a slight bit of haze there, but mostly a beautiful day. And it was a very warm day as well. Going across the country, see not a whole lot, except in New Mexico. Right, and we'll talk about that later. But let's talk about what's going on in our area here. Temperatures have dropped to 54 degrees now. Of course, the alley is still like near 60. So yeah, it's around like I guess 43 at West Hampton though. So they're radiating away again, and it's 48 at that's Coyle Field. Let's Miller Air Park, 43 degrees. So 43 and 43. For both them and West Hampton. So the Pine Barrens are still going to get kind of chilly tonight. Probably not below freezing, but today highs mid-70s pretty much everywhere. It got warmed up even on the South Shore till the sea breeze kicked in later. Mid-70s, getting close to 80 though. If we look at northern parts of New Jersey, and then upper 70s around Toms River, 77 there, and 75 at Miller Air Park. Let's go look at the lows this morning. And they got down to 32 at West Hampton again. Everybody else had mid-40s for the most part. And mid-30s in 30s again. 33 in the Pine Barrens there west of Toms River for a low. Other than that, the city was in the mid-50s, which again, similar to what I deal with outside my alley, pretty much. We're going to just look at some of the observations to show you what the day was like at Islip first to start. And you'll see here that we did have a westerly wind to start in the morning. Dew points were fairly low when we had the westerly wind. But then when the southwesterly wind kicked in, dropped the temperatures, the dew points did start rising this evening, actually, into the 50s. So you felt a little more moisture in the air, which is kind of interesting here. But I guess West Hampton, their air is drier. Their dew point is 37, which is kind of interesting. They never got... Yeah, they got that. This is very interesting. So let's take a look at this. So their dew points rose too, but then the dew points started dropping as the winds kind of almost got a light northerly flow there. It's very interesting to see this microclimate. Really, they may have some fog, actually. Kind of curious if they had fog in the morning, actually. Let's just go look at from this morning and see if they had any fog reported this morning. Yeah, they actually got fog because the air temperature dropped down close to the dew point. So yeah, they had some mist there. And if you're in that area as the sun comes up, it'd probably be quite pretty as the fog kind of burns off. And then we're going to see that it'll be a commonplace throughout this week. 43 at Miller Air Park. And I'm kind of curious if they got any fog or not. But you can see how fast the temperatures dropped even there, though. They were in the 70s, and then once the sun went down, boom, look at how cold it got. And they did also have some of that mist as well in the morning, because, again, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have some of that mist and fog in these really colder areas as the air drops down to the dew point, this is what you get when you're in a really strong high-pressure system like we are in now. Looking at our climate report here, Islip had a high of 76. That was 13 degrees above normal today. The low of 44, which is 2 degrees below normal, put us 6 degrees above normal today, and still no rain, only 0.10 since the beginning of this month. And since September 1st, we've only had 0.34. So, normal value, well below the normal. And if you take a look here, since September 1st, we're almost 6 inches below normal for rainfall. But if we go since the beginning, if we average the year out, we're still 2.74 above. So even though it seems like we are in a drought, if you go back to the beginning of the year, then you count that, then we're not. But for the most part, it's been abnormally dry. And if we look at Central Park here, it's going to be the same deal. Actually, a little cooler there, 73 for a high there, at a low of 52. That's weird that Central Park would be cooler than Islip. Still 10 degrees above normal for the high and 7 degrees below normal, above normal for the day. And month to date, only a trace of rain. Central Park, however, is below normal for precipitation. So Islip, Long Island just seemed, because we got into that heavy rain that we had, that flooding rain that we had. But other than late in the summer. But other than that, it's been dry, as you see here. Barely any rain at all. Islip, again, 76, which is kind of surprising. What did JFK get up to 73? But if we go back to Islip here and we look at the preliminary monthly data, you'll see just the lack of, look at Central Park here. Look at that. Zeros, no rain at all. And it's just been like that all over the area. Islip, I mean, this is incredible to see. It really is. Well, you got that 0.10 there, that 0.10 that we had on the 7th. Other than that, it's just been insanely dry. Newark, nothing at Newark. So, really, this is getting to be a scary situation with this drought. I know this is a great stretch of weather we're having, but it's not normal to have this go on for so long. And the reason why, let's look at our surface analysis here, and you'll see we just got this big area of high pressure over the whole eastern part of the country. There is low pressure, however. There is low pressure actually bringing some. The only area that's been wet is New Mexico. They actually had a record-breaking floods in New Mexico there. So we will go to that now. We'll talk about that. And you'll see here, zooming out again across the country, you'll see quiet weather for the most part. But if we go looking at eastern New Mexico, we've got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect, one severe thunderstorm warning, and a flash flood warning as well for some of these areas, because some of these areas has gotten a lot of rain. So if we look at the rainfall for the past day here, you'll see this is a lot of rain. This is New Mexico has seen record amounts of rain. Here we go, 36 hours. I mean, this is a dry area, and look at all the rainfall that's fallen here. So there's a tremendous amount of flooding in this one area here, and that's why we see all these flash flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and all that going on. And again, really, it's just unusual to see this. That's the only area of the country where there's storminess. In the mountains, you have some snow. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Across much of the country, fairly quiet. I do want to go to the radar, though, and look at New Mexico. Let's go to that. And just show you what's going on over there. You can see the kind of eastern New Mexico, Santa Fe. You can see the thunderstorm activity here that we've had. And if we actually close this out, it should be, let's see if they have any other news stories about this. No, I guess not. They're talking about Oscar. But New Mexico, we'll Google this. New Mexico, if we go to news, you'll see deluge in New Mexico. Severe flash flooding. 2 dead. This is a record. They had a record-breaking thing, so it was records. If we look at the CNN here, you'll see. Flash flood emergency for Roswell. So this was Roswell. Roswell recorded 5.78 inches of rainfall Saturday, which set a record for any date. So basically, Roswell, New Mexico saw the most rain that in one day that in its recorded history. So this is how messed up the climate is right now. So it's just incredible what's going on. And this is just absolutely insane. So while we're in a drought dealing with hardly any rain at all, or no rain, this is what's going on in New Mexico. Now, New Mexico is a place that's normally supposed to be dry, but yet they saw flash flooding from this. So really, really crazy stuff going on. And again, the other story, Oscar. Hurricane Oscar, bringing hurricane conditions, heavy rain, storm surge to portions of eastern Cuba as of 8 p.m. Its location 20.2 north, 74.5 west, about 20 miles west of the eastern tip of Cuba, about 45 miles east of Guantanamo, Cuba, about 75 miles per hour are the maximum sustained winds. It's moving west-southwest at 6 miles an hour, minimum central pressure 9.18 inches. And Oscar could weaken, though, when it moves north of Cuba late Monday and then moves across the central Bahamas on Tuesday. Still a small storm. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to just 10 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 45 miles from the center. A weather station at Punta Mayesi in eastern Cuba reported a sustained wind of 53 miles an hour and a gust to 81 within the past couple of hours. That's very impressive. Estimated minimum central pressure 988 millibars, 29.18 inches. So the storm may be small in size, but it is intense. Andrew was also a very small hurricane, and we saw what that did. It was small in size, but where it was, and that's pretty impressive observations. Actually, we're going to go and look at some of these. We can see if we can get some observations out of this area, maybe. I don't know where that station is. Eastern Cuba, I guess it would be being hit. But I don't see where. Yeah, it's not even reporting. All right, we got a wind gust. No wind gusts being shown here at all. So I don't know where they got that observation from. I don't see any wind gusts shown here at all. But anyway, let's see what we got at Florida. Small craft advisories. And then, as far as us goes, no red flag warnings or anything yet, though. Honestly, I am really surprised that they have not issued some red flag warnings, considering. So talking about the fires, let's go from this and we'll look at the MODIS satellite here, the higher resolution satellite, to show you what fires we have going on in New Jersey. We're going to first start with New Jersey because there are some wildfires going on there. There's one in Rockaway Township, which is in the northern part of the state, and then we have wildfires over here too in the southern part of the state. You can see there's a wildfire in the Pine Barrens there, and it looked like I said when I was looking at the other satellite, you could see that there were actually two there, not showing up too well here, but you can definitely see that there's definitely smelling some smoke if you're in Ocean County. Probably is just that west wind. You see the plume moving from west to east. On this satellite, and again, it shows up better on this satellite. And again, if I go back as we go towards sunset, you should be able to see two plumes of smoke. It looks like there's another one in the northern part of Ocean County too. So there may be two wildfires burning there. Haven't heard much, just because they're contained, and they may have been contained, they may still be burning. So that's something. You might be dealing with some smoke there in Ocean County. And you can see just a little bit of haze in the air in general. We'll talk about the smoke models later, but let's go and look at our regular models and talk about the pattern that we're going to have heading into this week, obviously. So we'll start, and I'm just going to use the GFS at this point. The jet stream, obviously, we're going to look at that. Big ridge across the country, and you can see the very unusual jet stream. A trough does come through. That's going to bring a cold front through. And another cold front comes through. But we're not really seeing any change in the pattern where it's going to bring any real moisture in. So we get some rain. Let's go to the upper air. All right, so there's that little, almost low pressure area that's almost like a monsoon low. The rest of the country dealing with this big ridge. You can see troughing over Greenland. So we've got this big ridge coming through. And then we have another. Looks like there's a tropical system offshore. That may be Oscar. In fact, I just wanted to go to this here. This is the warning cone again. A very short warning cone. That's why I didn't show it. I'm not sure if that's Oscar. It looks like it's developing. No, that's Oscar right there. You can see the reflection of Oscar. I don't know if that's a new system that comes in. But you see this trough coming in. That'll bring some cooler air, but not much moisture with it. another trough, another cool down after the weekend, and then another ridge builds as we head into Halloween, and the rest of that looks like a very strong ridge right there. Can look at the 12Z run. Yeah, it looks pretty similar, all in all. This is the 12Z run, which is a little flatter with that second trough. Let's go to the European now. And we'll go to the 12Z European. But you'll see there ain't really going to be much of a difference here. Yeah. Not really much of a big ridge to end the month. So this month is going to end on an above normal note for sure, with such a big ridge like that. So let's go and now look at the surface. Surface map here on the GFS. And you see you got this big high pressure over us here. And it's just going to be sitting over us. That's a low. That's going to stay offshore. High pressure moves in again. Another cold front comes through. Maybe a slight chance of rain for the weekend. But you saw what it did with that cold front, though. That's a slight chance on Saturday. Very slight. Then another high builds in. And you see, look at those isobars close together. And I'm worried we don't get rain and we're going to have a lot of wind. And that's going to be some red flag warnings that are going to have to be issued here. Because, again, looking at this, and then there's that big ridge to end the month. Looking at this, I just don't see a whole lot of rain here at all. If we run this all the way out, look at the total accumulated precip here. Yeah, there's almost nothing for us. So this continues. A lot of parts of the country are dry. Very dry. This is the worst dry spell I can remember since 1995, and we all remember what happened in 1995. I can go to the European model. I don't think that's going to bring us any more hope for rain at this point. Maybe a little bit, but not very much. Very little being shown here. If you look at the surface, again, there's just not a lot going on. We got this, we're in the high pressure pattern here, and it's just one high pressure after another. The Euro's maybe a little more energetic with that Saturday system, but we all know it's not going to amount to much because there isn't much moisture available. 700 to 300 humidity. This is kind of tells the story at this point. That brown is all dry air, and we're pretty much in that brown. GFS, same deal. Here's a GFS, same deal. Maybe has a little bit, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Not enough to really generate anything. Push a dry air, and then GFS tries to bring maybe a little more rain to the north, but with that big ridge, I mean, it just stays dry. It really just stays dry. So let's look at our temperature anomaly chart, because not only is it going to be dry, but it's going to be above normal as well. So let's go and look at that. So here is the chart for the temperatures here. So you can see temperatures very warm. Again, this is this weekend. We were way above normal this weekend, and we'll be above normal Sunday as well. That was today, well above normal. Tomorrow, we're going to be even more above normal. You can see the bright reds and bright pinks that we have here. So, and much of the country is. Much of the country is above normal. And, yeah, look at that. Tuesday, too. Bright, hot pink, hot red colors there. Wednesday, same deal. Well above normal. And then we'll drop to near normal on Thursday. The near normal, and then maybe a little bit below normal, maybe Thursday night, but then we warm back up Friday, and then here we go, Saturday, again, near normal, below normal on Sunday, so that'll be that second little outbreak of cold air, but you can see then that warmth just makes its way back across the country again, and we're going to continue to deal with this. It just doesn't end. We're going to be above normal above normal and dry. This is not a good situation for the spread of wildfires. Look at these really. I mean, here we are in November, and we're still dealing with these really above normal temperatures. Or the 12Z isn't quite as severe, but I mean, this is insane. This is like off the wall above normal, and now we're heading into the fall. So this is really all very, very disturbing. All right. Very, very disturbing to see. And this is going to contribute to a lot of wildfires. I'm concerned that we're going to see a lot of wildfires, not just New Jersey, but all over. I mean, with things such dry. I mean, things are so dry out there. It's a miracle things haven't been worse. things are going to get really bad. We're going to be dealing with the kind of fire risks they've been dealing with out west, I think, the way things are looking. And this could be really bad. This is not a good situation at all. The lack of rain is not good at all. And I'm very, very concerned about it. If we go back to the Weather Prediction Center and look at the QPF at day 3 to 7, let's do the whole thing, 1 through 7. There's nothing there for us. Nothing at all. So all very, very disturbing, very concerning to see all this. Let's go to the northeast now. We'll take a closer look at what our weather will be like. And again, it's going to be a very warm week, as you saw in the GFS, well above normal. Why even bother to look at the HRRR at this point? I don't even know why I'm looking at it, but we will look at it briefly here. And you'll see here, we start with a west wind tomorrow, and then it turns west-southwest. That's going to bring the temperatures way up tomorrow. Tuesday, same thing, that there's going to be a little more of an onshore flow, so coastal areas will be cooler. Maybe it brings up the humidity a little bit, but the humidity is still low. The only saving grace, we're not seeing a whole lot of wind at this point. Temperatures. Temperatures tonight, we'll probably have lows again, getting into the 40s and, like I said, 30s possible in the Pine Barrens. I don't think it goes below freezing, but it will be a cool night. Eventually, it'll cool down out, and then I'll be able to turn off my AC out my alley. But tomorrow, close to 80 degrees everywhere. Then by the afternoon, temperatures will probably drop on the South Shore with a little more of a sea breeze, but it's going to be way above normal for tomorrow. I wonder if it's going to break a record. I'm not sure what the record is for tomorrow. I could check. But tomorrow night, not as cool at all. I think lows will probably, maybe the Pine Barrens get to the 50s. The rest of us will see 60s. It'll be like summer. And then Tuesday, we do it again. Temperatures close to 80 degrees again. And along the shore, there'll be a sea breeze. So, yeah, this is pretty crazy stuff here. Well, I'm going to hit this, and you'll see you get a sounding. Just take a look at what the sky's going to be like. See, won't be many clouds around either. Let's go over to the GFS, dew points and wind flow here, and look at this. So, and again, you'll see that westerly flow tomorrow gets us pretty warm. A little more of a southerly flow on Tuesday. Here we are Wednesday. This is ahead of a cold front. We have a southwest wind, but there's no moisture. Cold front comes through, and then we have breezy north winds and even lower dew points. So if we don't get any rain, I think Thursday could be a red flag warning day. And then those north winds do become southerly by Friday, which again sets the point up for another warm up before the next cold front comes through. And again, all these cold fronts are going to come through dry, very only scattered shower activity. Northwest winds for Saturday, and again, very dry air. And then Sunday, this is the 18Zs trying to bring a little bit of shot of some chilly air, perhaps for Sunday, October 27th. But then we go back to that westerly flow again, west-southwest flow, which is going to mean very warm conditions. Temperatures, as we head into Wednesday, you see it maybe drops a little bit. Maybe we'll have a little more cloud cover. I'll look at the cloud cover in a moment. And then Thursday, we'll see the temperatures cool down. Actually, as Long Island, only in the 50s. But Jersey over a little warmer than that. So, yeah, because the normal high is supposed to be in the low 60s now. And then we already start rebounding by Friday. And then here we are by Saturday, all into the 60s again. A little bit of a cool down for Sunday, where we might struggle to reach the mid-50s. And then here we are on a Monday, already starting to rebound in Jersey. We got 50s. And then as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, you get the idea. To end the month, we're dealing with temperatures in the 70s again. And it's like this across the whole country. So let's show you this right now. The whole country is like this, where we're dealing with these warm temperatures to end. This is in November. I mean, this is November we're looking at here. I mean, this is crazy stuff here we're talking about. Just crazy stuff. So, yeah, a lot of warmth across much of the country. Very disturbing to see it this warm into early November with no rain. Really a concern for wildfires everywhere. You have all the leaves falling off the trees. That's just going to mean more tinder. So speaking of fire, all right, we'll go back. We'll look at the clouds, and then I'll go and we'll look at the cloud forecast, and then we'll go ahead and look at the smoke forecast, because I have a feeling we're going to be dealing with that as more wildfires break out Now, not many clouds. Tomorrow, no, hardly any clouds. Tuesday, nope. Wednesday, maybe we have a few clouds to the cold front. Then Thursday, we're mostly sunny again. Friday, mostly sunny, and then maybe a few clouds with the cold front on Saturday. Maybe a shower with that. That's way too far in advance to tell. And then here comes more cold air again behind it, and then end the month, just plenty of sun. Not a whole lot of clouds. You can't even see clouds. It's just been that dry. It's been absolutely crazy. Our gym. This is the R gym here. So our gym, again, no clouds except for maybe some fog or stratus in the cold locations that cool down at night. Tuesday, no clouds. It's Wednesday that we may have a few high clouds, and I mean just a few. And here comes that cold front. And we can do the R gem here. See what kind of precipitation we have with it. There's nothing. Those isobars are pretty close together, though. That's a concern. So, yeah, we really have to be careful about wildfire risk. I think that's being understated a lot. And we're also going to have to worry about our reservoirs and our drinking water eventually if this continues. There may be water restrictions in place. So, lastly, let's go to the smoke model. Probably don't have the 0Z. Nope, don't have it in. So I'll have to look at the 18Z run of the HRRR smoke model and see if we're going to be getting any hazy skies right now. It's not showing it's showing a little bit here, but not very much. But again, any fires that break out could result in more smoke in our forecast. And honestly, with the conditions we're seeing, I think it's only really a matter of time before we have a major wildfire in our area, not just New Jersey, but Long Island, the entire area. It's bone dry out there. All it takes is a little spark and wind, and it's just going to go crazy. And again, the Pine Barrens on Long Island a lot of them could really use a fire, but I'd, of course, much rather see the state do its job and have controlled burns than see an uncontrolled wildfire happen. But it really could, and I think we could see a repeat in 1995 if this continues. Anyway, thank you for... Oh, wait, one more thing before I leave. Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day outlook. The whole country's above normal. Look at that. Really excellent chances of below normal precipitation for us. In Northwest, that's the only area you're going to see above normal precipitation. 8 to 14 day. Pretty much the same deal, though. It has the western half of the country seeing above normal precipitation. But look at the red over our area. So we're going to see just a tremendous amount of heat, warmth as we head into November, with fall weather really nowhere in sight. Anyway, that's all. Have a good night.